Hello, and welcome to the Thirsty Thursday Call. This is Wayne Euler, your host of the night, and I'm really thankful I'm really excited actually to have you on the call because we have an excellent lineup set up for you tonight. And this is a call we've been putting on now for 4 to 5 years. And it started out just a quick call for our team, just a call for a few of us to get together at night. Actually, it wasn't even done on a conference line. It was done via Skype. And then it grew and it grew and it grew. We got to a conference line. We did it every night, by the way, late at night. I don't think we even started till midnight most nights. Went till 2, 3 in the morning. I know, how crazy is that? And then we realized, you know what, there's a lot of people that are missing out because they can't quite stay up as late as us, so let's make it 10 o'clock. And the history went on and went on. And last year, Steve and Gina Merritt got a hold of it and really have helped to add a lot of content to it by bringing in different leaders in the field throughout their organization and other organizations. And so today I believe we have the best conference call that goes on all week long. And I say that because our call is about equipping you, motivating you, and inspiring you to take your business to the next level, to get to that next step, to get a nugget, to get something that might just fire you up, just might excite some belief or some confidence in you so you can go the next day, Friday, and end this week with a boom. Listen, there's a few things I've changed on the Thirsty Thursday Call site. I found ways to upload the calls to YouTube so that we can have the calls up there indefinitely, and you no longer have to pay for them. You can just, see them at any time on the YouTube there on the blog posts. So they will be on the blog posts. I did, however, put donation buttons all over the site. That is because there are costs that I incur for the hosting of it. I actually spoke with the host, with the company that I host with, because I said, hey, sometimes my site seems to be slow. What's going on? And they told me, Wayne, it's because you're going over your allotted limits of traffic, so we have to throttle you back. And I said, really? So this is good news, but it's going to cost me a little more money to upgrade our servers. Anyway, that's if you feel led to donate, all the money will go towards the servicing of the call, bringing in new tools, and improving what we have. So no longer will you have to pay for any of the calls. You should be able to listen to them for free right on the site. Okay, listen, if you have your cell phone, take it out, and I want you to send a text message to 50500. If you've never done that before, send the word Thursday to 50500 on your cell phone, and you will get a message back, and it will connect you with our Facebook group and even a mailing list, I believe, for the Thirsty Thursday Call, so you can stay in touch with us and stay in the loop. We have a lot of fun on the on the Facebook group. People quote the callers throughout the night and have discussions on the side, and it's a lot of fun. So listen, the first caller that I want to bring on has been on the call long ago, Colleen King from New Hampshire, and she was on probably about a year ago, and I'll never forget, she was just going gold, and man, did she have a great story about talking to I'll never forget it, talking to an owner of an Indian restaurant. And she had just had some major surgeries done and didn't feel like being in front of people because it had to do with her appearance. And she went and did it anyway and made the best of it, signed this guy up. He got engaged. She went gold. Oh, it was just one of them stories that you never forget. And now she's coming back to me. She's got an amazing story to tell of what's going on in her business now. I can't wait for that to be shared with you guys. I also have a Danien Feier from Germany, who is a white diamond from Germany. This is a guy who, he's got a great story. He went gold in 4 days, guys, right? Signed up, 4 days later, boom, went gold. And, at 25 years old, and if you're new on the call, you're someone who's just kind of listening in, you're not involved in the Monavie opportunity. Gold executive is an extra $50,000 a year on average, okay? And, 4 days to do it now, is that what happens for most people? No. But, this was someone who was just determined and really wanted it bad and was smart about it, and he went out and he did it. Steve Merritt will tell you he had the guy go diamond in 70 days, okay? Does it happen every day? No, but I do know this. And one thing Steve taught me is he said, Wayne, he was showing me when he was doing this barefoot water skiing, and he did a certain trick. He said, Wayne, it took me months to learn that trick, months to learn it. But once I learned it, someone videotaped me doing it, and they were able to study it. They did it in weeks. So once somebody does something, it makes it that much easier for other people to follow suit and to do the same thing, if not better. So listen, without any further ado, I do want to bring on Colleen King, Gold Executive from New Hampshire. Colleen, how you doing?
I'm great.
Oh, it's good to hear you, Colleen. Good to hear you. And listen, Colleen, why don't you take a minute and just tell people, how did you first get started in Montevideo?
Well, the first time I was introduced to Montevideo was actually in January of 2007 when a friend of mine who I've known for 30 years, who is also a nurse, she said to me, Colleen, she came over for lunch. She said, you got to try this juice. All the doctors and nurses are drinking it. And I'm going, yeah. And she said, no, seriously. She gave me 2 cases of juice, didn't even let me try it. And she said, put it in the refrigerator, and the next morning drink it twice a day. So the next morning I poured it, and it's the original bottles with the paper labels. And I had clumps coming out. I couldn't get to the sink fast enough, and I spit it out. I said, what is she giving me? I asked my husband to just put it down in the cellar. And she never called me back, which I was really kind of surprised. So fast forward it almost 2 years later. It was November of 2008. It was the week after everything crashed financially. And a friend of mine was having a party, and he called me up, and he said, Colleen, you and Tom come over. We're having a party. I said, great. He said, yeah, bring your credit card. I said, what? I said, what kind of party? He said, I'm having a juice party. I said, what kind of juice? He said, Montevideo. And my guard went up immediately. I said, I know all about Montevideo. He said, no, look, you have to come. A friend of mine, Jim Kane, is coming up from Long Island. Would you just come? And he basically pulled a friend card on me. So I went, and I listened. And for some reason, it must have been divine intervention, because I had no intention of getting into anything. I've never done this before. I didn't want to do it. But I ended up going in and ordering 12 cases. And I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I was handing over my credit card to this guy from Long Island that I didn't know. And I was getting kind of excited about it, and I said, I'll sign up myself, because I figured, I just knew everything, and I signed myself up. I almost bought 24 cases because I hit the button twice. And so that's how I got started.
Nice. I like it. And so from there, you went on and you went right for the business. Is that right? I mean, you're not buying 12 or 24 cases just to drink juice, right? You were all in. I mean, you were wanting to build this business. Is that right?
Well, I'm not too sure I realized what I was doing. I said to Jim, what is the most, because I'm a businesswoman, I said, what is the most economical way to get this juice? What is the cheapest way to buy the juice? He said, buy 12 cases. You can get it for $20. I said, fine, and give me the 12 cases. And because I wanted to get the bottle the cheapest way. And I thought, okay, I'm going to drink it, and then I'm going to share it. He said, you don't have to get the 12 cases every month. I said, well, that's good. So I went on a 1-case auto ship because like I said, I had no clue what I was doing. All I knew was that I was called my longest time friend from high school who I knew had knee problems. And I said, Linda, I don't know if this stuff works. They said it does. I said, but here, try it. And a week and a half later, she was calling me saying, Colleen, I don't know what's in this juice, but I can go up and down the stairs and I have no pain. And my husband was feeling great, and he was feeling less stressed. And, you come in from the winters shoveling and snow blowing, and he wasn't stressed like he used to be anymore. So then I started sharing it with everybody.
Nice.
And I ended up going bronze, and 2 months later.
Yeah, I see that on the website here. Right. And so from there, I mean, what And you've been coming on the Thirsty Thursday calls for a while. I mean, got to be a couple of years now, I would say.
Yes, because I got friends with somebody and they said, "Oh, you should come on that call." So I kind of like snuck in about 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. Wow. And you've been on. I mean, you've seen it go through a lot of what a lot of people haven't. I mean, you remember back in the day, it was me. I would speak the whole hour, or Mike, or someone else. And now, I mean, it's just such a different call. But let me ask you this: how has Monavie given you a more meaningful life?
Well, before Monavie, I just tried to do my best at everything, But being in Monavie, I realized that, you can't have a more meaningful life without God being in the middle of it, right in the center. Mm-hmm. And if you have everything in balance, and I remember going to some of the conferences, and they would talk about you need to have your whole life in balance, your spiritual, financial, physical, all your relationships have to be in balance, or else nothing will be successful for you. And that's why you have these wealthy business people whose personal lives are a wreck, their spiritual lives are a wreck. Well, with Monavie, it puts you into balance with everything. And I have found that I'm more positive. I've always been a positive person, but now I'm like so much more positive. And I smile at strangers all the time, and I say hello to them just for like no reason. And I try to get people to look at me and then smile at them. And if they don't look at me, I still say hi to them. And one of the funny things is that I have Monavie all over my vehicle, my car, and I don't want to drive like a jerk or drive fast because I don't want someone to see, ooh, who's that jerk in that car with the Monavie all over it? I want to be the nice person. And they'll say, oh, what a nice person that was. And so it's made me a more courteous driver. And another physical, more meaningful life is that I can do gardening and downhill skiing without any pain because of Monavie Active. So I'm a happy camper.
That's awesome. So let me fast forward. I posted out there a week ago or so, hey guys, anybody having some new success? What's going on? Because I like to keep this call, fresh. I like to bring on fresh stuff each week. And you mentioned, hey Wayne, I just sponsored like 10 or 12 people. I think you went black tie qualified. Is that right?
Yes.
Congratulations on black tie qualified. Woohoo!
I tell you, I am so excited about that.
No, and then I call her, right, and we talk, and I'm thinking, 2 or 3 weeks, you signed up all these people, I think, in one day. Is that right?
Well, we had 10 in one day. And
well, fine, okay, I'm off 2, sorry. So come on, tell us, I want to hear a little bit about what that day entitled, like what happened, what happened that day, what did you do, how did you get to do it? Tell us about that day, what went on?
One of the things that happened was before that, I realized that I needed to start doing things differently in order to be more successful. And sometimes you have to look at yourself in order to have new successes. You have to first put a forward movement into your own personal development. And so I needed to realize that even though I've been in this business for 4.5 years, I needed to humble myself and ask for coaching. Being up in New Hampshire, I've had my Purple Diamond from Florida, Robert Calloway, he's come up, and Bob Robinson has come up, and Jim and Karen Kane from Long Island, my Blue Diamonds, they have come up. But having somebody up here consistently that I can just talk to personally, I haven't had that. So I do talk to them all the time on the phone. However, I didn't have anybody to actually watch me talk to somebody. So I called Jim Kane, and I said, I need some help. I need some coaching. And I'm going to be talking to a lot of people because I had planned to talk to a lot of people to get restarted again. And I said, I must need some help. So he came up, and he spent 2 days with me. And we went around, we were talking to people, and one thing I realized that I needed to talk less and I needed to trust the system and get back to basics. So Jim helped me realize that I couldn't give people my 4.5 years of information in 2 minutes. And that's what I was, because I was thinking, you got it. And I was just like throwing up on him. And he also said to me, what of the products have you had the most success with personally, your own testimony? And I said, the active. He said, then just address that. He said, remember, the company built itself to $1 billion on active. So I had that at the back of my mind. So we were talking to people, and we were going to different events. And, you know, I've had other people say, well, what are these events you go to? And I said, you know, even if you talk to one person, that's an event, because we have to remember that we're giving people a life-giving gift. So even if it's one person or two people or 10 people, it's all events are just an opportunity. And that's how I view the scanning events. So when I talk to a couple of people, and Jim would come around and help me and talk to people. And first couple of times, he as soon as the people left, he'd say, you're talking too much, you're talking too much. So I had to really pare it down to the scanning and explain to them this, you know, what the scanner was. You don't want to score red, orange, or yellow, and kind of give them a highlight and ask them a little bit about themselves. You know, do you have family, kids? And then we'd scan them. And then I'd say, can you eat 7 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables? And, you know, the whole thing. And then when I said, you need to do something yesterday, and really gave them a sense of urgency. And I remember on some of the calls, people have said, instill urgency, you know, when you're talking to people. So I did. But it was because I had Jim's, he is a master at having people realize they need this juice. And I just followed him exactly. And then, so the first day we got 10 people signed up. I was in shock. And then, I was doing some of them myself. I was like really excited. And then during that next week, I signed up 2 more people.
Okay, so hey, I'm going to slow you down now. I'm going to slow you down. You can't just tell people in one day I signed up 10 people. I'm sorry, that's not going to cut it on the Thirsty Thursday call. What were you doing? What were you doing that you were at one event, or you had many meetings that day?
No,
and I want to hear some of what you were doing and how. And in that day that you signed up 10, how many did you scan? I want to know that too.
Well, the first person we talked to was a bartender at a restaurant, and where we ate. And
okay, hold on. I'm going to slow you down again. So you went to different meetings throughout the day. Then I thought you might have been at some convention, but no, that wasn't the case.
It wasn't a convention.
Okay.
You know, I knew there were going to be lots of different people, you know, in one area. But it wasn't.
Okay, is this like a top secret area, or can you share this with us?
I live in New Hampshire, and you know, we have, you know, I have a house in southern New Hampshire, and I have a house in northern New Hampshire, and so I was up in the White Mountains.
Okay.
And so, you know, it's a big tourist area up here. So when you go around to different places, and I know a lot of the people up here. Okay. So when you go around to the different areas, you know, I know where they all hang out.
Okay, gotcha. So you went to some local watering holes. Is what you did.
I guess you could call it that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what because that's what people want to hear. I mean, they're excited you signed up 10 people, but they want to do it too. So that's why I'm milking you. I'm trying to get this out of you. So what you know your area, you know the people in your area, and they hang out, whether it's a Panera, maybe it's a country club, or maybe it's whatever. Okay, gotcha.
And you know what I did for, and
this wasn't a health fair. This wasn't some health fair or something like that. Okay.
No, I haven't had any luck with health fairs.
Okay.
It was when I'm talking to people, my husband bought me one of these little Wi-Fi things, so I'd have wireless all the time. Because up around here, I mean, you're in the mountains. There's more trees than people, and so when I would talk to the person at the bar, and we ate, and then we were talking to another person the next day at a restaurant, and then we went and we were talking to people who were massage therapists at, because it is a tourist area, so we'd go in and talk to them, and so we may have like events at different places.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So, in the day that you signed up 10 people, how many do you think you scanned? More, or did you sign up everybody you scanned?
No. We probably scanned, I don't know, maybe 25.
Okay, not bad numbers. 25, 30, and you signed up 10.
We were at different facilities. There are, you have massage therapists. There's a lot of people there. You have, salons. Lots of people there. And when we were at the bar the night before, unfortunately it was closing, so we didn't have time to do it. But we're just talking to everybody, but I'm talking less. That was the key.
Talking less.
Talking less, and it didn't sink into me what that talking less meant, because that's kind of a foreign concept for me.
Yeah, okay, we get it. I know, me too. So tell me real quick then, what can you tell people then? Because there's new people listening to this call. There's new people that might have just joined this business. What type of a business tip, or what encouraging word would you say to a new person? I mean, you've been in for a little while. So what could you share with the audience that you, as a business tip that you have?
For new people, Wannabe is not like any other traditional business. And if you're talking to anybody, ask them, use the FORM method, the family, occupation, recreation, and motive. Have them use that in the back of their head as an outline on how to talk to people, and get them to ask, how do they love their job? Talk about them. And when people start talking about themselves, it gives you an opportunity to introduce an opportunity that might address some of their issues.
I like that. Yeah. So FORM is found in your GPS, by the way.
Yep,
so if anybody wants
28.
Page 28, you can find the FORM, and you can learn more about that if you haven't already read that. And I like that. And you know what I've noticed when I'm with people that are new in this business too, and I think it's just because of the excitement and everything, that one really important thing to do in this business is to listen. To listen to people. I think so many people are like, I want to close, and I want to close right now too. But if you listen, sometimes you'll listen and go, wow, right now is not the close. Right now is a connection with a relationship. Right now is a seed that I can plant. The close might come later, And I think, if you do the FORM and if you listen, you'll know if you have that close or not. And you just learn. It's just like the 30-30 plan that's going on, that the more you do, the skill to do comes in the doing. And so that's exciting. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on black tie qualification. Wow, that is so exciting.
Yeah.
And
you were asking about,
go ahead.
You talk about new people. I was talking to a fitness trainer yesterday, and he's considering enrolling this coming week. And after I talked to him, he said, just give me one quick line about how to do this business. Just your one quick statement. I said, okay, you drink it, you feel it, you share it. That's it. I said, so the first two you do on your own. The third one, the share it, is where I come in and I teach you the system.
I like that.
That's it.
I like
drink
that.
It, feel it, share it, and that's it.
It's simple. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. First two you do on your own. I like that.
I said, and the
Colleen
third, I said, we will become buddies, and I'll teach you the system.
Wow. Colleen, thank you so much for being on the call. It's been so great to hear you again. It brings back memories from a year or so ago when we had you on the call, and I'm so glad to have you on again. Looking forward to seeing you in Utah.
Oh, I will be. Nice to be talking to you, Wayne.
All right, good to talk to you too, hon. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, hey, everybody. I'm excited to bring on the call next Danien Feier from Germany. I've met him at a training in Clearwater, Florida last year, and I've heard a lot about him. We've connected and have been talking about having him come on the conference call. So I'm excited to introduce you to Danien Feier if you don't already know him. He's a white diamond from Germany, and he's on with us today all the way from Germany. Danien, are you there?
Yes, Wayne, I'm here, and I can hear you clearly, and I'm very, very excited to be part of that call.
Oh, you sound fantastic, too. Awesome, awesome. So, guys, White Diamond, all the way from Germany. I talked a little bit with Danien before the call, learned a little bit about him, and young guy. Danien, how old are you?
I'm 28 years old now.
28 years old. Wow. So, 28 years old. When did you first get started in Monavie?
I guess I signed up in August 2010, so it's about 2.5 years ago.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about what you were doing and what was going on in Danien's life just before Monavie came. Tell us a little bit about your background. What were you up to before Monavie?
Sure. So, before Monavie, I have to say I heard about the network marketing industry or profession when I was 17 years old. So it's really something that I knew right from the beginning, and that really, when I saw it the first time, opened up a world of opportunity for me. It's like a dream came true. But then over the years, I figured out it's not that easy if you don't have the right vehicle, if you don't have the right company. So I was basically had a moment in my life where I thought okay, network marketing, maybe for the Americans, but not in Germany, right? So that's what was my belief. And so I worked in a bank at that time in Germany, and I didn't like it at all. I especially hated the waking up early in the morning thing and, going through traffic, and just to arrive at a place where you don't want to be doing stuff that you don't want to do for the rest of your life. It felt like a prison, really, for me personally. So I always wanted to break out, and then I got a chance to, be part of a real estate company with a friend of mine. I didn't know anything about real estate. I just jumped into it, and actually, I have to admit, I lost a lot of money, which was amazing. Then we made a lot of money, which was even more amazing. And then in the end, of course, I lost it again. So it was an incredible story. But in the end, what happened was, and that is the turning point of the story, is I have been, totally unhappy about the situation and all. I have been given all the last years to really grow, and basically I was at a point with more debt than I ever had before, and then I looked into network marketing again, and I saw people really living the life of an MLM rock star. So I was like, man, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And I started to research, and online I heard on a German radio, network marketing radio, internet radio, talking about Monavie, how they hit the fastest billion in MLM history and stuff. And I was like, man, that sounds quite interesting, So I started to research about Monavie, and I loved the marketing. I loved the the values and I mean, you all guys know what I'm talking about. We all love Monavie, right? It was really like falling in love, and I couldn't get it out of my head anymore. So I checked out all the people. I tried to call Brick Hart about 100 times, couldn't get hold of him. So then I looked more and more and more, and then I saw Calvin Becerra, who inspired me, and then he was coming to Germany, so I met him right on that day, and that was basically how everything got started.
Wow. So you mentioned how what I liked what you just mentioned is how you researched. So what kind of research were you doing? What were you were looking at YouTube, looking at our website? Like what kind of things were you? So you fell in love with this company before you even joined it. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was like, you know, as I said, I knew network marketing before, and obviously I tried some stuff, but I never had a system, you know, where I could just plug in as a student and just follow, which now we have in the system in Monavie worldwide. And then the next thing, I never had that leadership, like which is in Monavie. I mean, we created more millionaires than any other company, and that, of course, I saw that. And the biggest part, if you really ask me directly, was I lost belief in network marketing, as I said. So I was like, yeah, of course, they all have the best product, they all have the best compensation plan and stuff, but let me look at the facts, let me look at the numbers, let me see what they really did. And then when I looked at behind the story, when I looked at what did they create, what did they do, and not 20 years ago, but in the recent 5 to 8 years, that was, I mean, it was breathtaking what Monavie did, and I couldn't understand why or how they did it. And I just wanted to learn more about it. And then I just, you know, checked out who are the leaders, who are the top guys, and tried to get in touch. And I really loved the facts. And, I mean, what I'm saying right now, I know it's 100% true at that point, but it could have also been maybe not the right approach. But, I mean, for me, luckily it has been. But, of course, we know every great company also goes through a struggle, and it's still the right thing to stay and to persevere and to grow it big and be part of the solution. But for me personally at that time, it was because Monavie was having the most, you know, biggest vertical thrust ever seen in the profession that just attracted me like crazy. It's just the way it was.
Wow, that's awesome. So you get started. You connect with Calvin Becerra. Tell us, you know, you know what I like about your story so far, and we've been talking about this over here in the States on a couple of our calls, is that when you're, well, in your case, nobody looked and found you. You found us. You were looking and you found the company. But what I do like about Danien's story is that here's a guy who couldn't stand working at a bank, had a dream. He's a dreamer. You can tell he's a dreamer. He's talking about 17 years old. Wow, that's amazing that he sees the concept of network marketing. He gets into a real estate company, doesn't know what he's doing, makes money, loses money, experiences success and loses it, and experiences it, and so on and so forth. And what we say a lot over here, Danien, in the States, is that, you know, those are the kind of people that we're looking for. We're not looking for the person necessarily, as far as the business goes, that sits behind the cash register, or maybe it's just serving food. It's not to be judgmental, guys. We can talk to those people, and we can share the opportunity with them, but you're really looking for people who've done something and are willing and desiring to do something again. And that's what I so far really like about your story, Danien, is because I'm sure Calvin didn't have to keep calling you to make sure you were doing this, or this, right? You got this thing and you ran with it. Is that right?
It's absolutely right. I mean, I was like, when I said earlier I was falling in love, that is exactly what happened. I fall in love. I mean, like crazy. I couldn't sleep at night. I remember there was a video. It's still online today, and you guys can find it. It's an old video, an old promotion of R3 where Steve Merritt is there and saying, do you want to go diamond? Yeah, do you really want to go diamond?
Oh, yeah.
This video, man, I can tell you, I shut down every light in my apartment back then, and I put on my Apple box, and I just made it at full volume, and I played it. Oh, and I wasn't signed up, right? So I was like, it was like, man, I could not believe the intensity and the emotion and everything what was in that video. So I started to invite friends over just to show them this video and said, listen, I'm not even signed up, but look at these guys. I mean, do you have any question why they're growing? I mean, come on, plug a bunch of people in that room, play that video, or I mean, whatever. I mean, they're going crazy, right? So people started to love it. So then I started to drink the product before I even saw Calvin, because that was not like, I mean, he was not there tomorrow, right? So it took some time. So I was drinking the product. I loved it. I had no clue what was in the bottle. I just loved it, and I understood there were some fruits. So that's really how I got started. And we drink more of it. And I mean, really, the day I really first ever personally saw the opportunity, I already had like 8, 9, 10 people drinking the product with me. And we were spending a lot of money on the product. So it was really amazing.
Wow. So you were like 25, I think, when you got started. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So 25 years old. I mean, did you just have like this endless Rolodex of contacts? I mean, over in the States, 25 is, it can be a little tough because you're kind of younger. Some people don't have a whole lot of contacts. And I think, in my opinion, that is a what's the word I want to say? It's not true. Like, you don't need to have a ton of contacts anyway. I'm just curious. So when you got started at 25, tell us about your first month or 2 months. Like, what did you go out and do to get this thing going?
Okay, so first of all, I mean, that's what I heard a lot of times. I mean, this question is like the number one asked question to me, because like, hey, man, how did you do that, with your age or whatever? But it's really, I mean, this is something I would really like write down so that you have.
I lost you.
Young? Am I like, rich enough or too rich or not rich enough or whatever, And I think it's not about the circumstances in your life. It's about the energy that you're willing to put in. In every conversation that people have to each other, it's always the person with the higher energy leading the conversation. It's not even the one with the better arguments. It's always the guy with the higher energy. And then sometimes people are like, why did you do that? I don't know. The guy was just so convinced. Well, what did you say? I don't remember. It's like that is why people that have no clue create amazing results sometimes. Of course, that's not a concept to go on for 10 years, but that's how I started. I mean, I always said, ignorance on fire is better than competence on ice. I love that saying. And now, today, I even believe competence on fire is even much better. So if you use that energy of people today, but plug them into the system right away, since they want to do it right, to really bundle the energy into the right behaviors, that's even more effective. But that's not the answer to your question. I don't know. So the answer to your question is what happened in the beginning. Okay. So in the beginning, what was happening was this. We're drinking the product. I finally see Calvin. I love it, but I was so scared. Not really scared, but like so hesitant, that's the better word, to really sign up, because I have seen so many promises of people in network marketing and stuff before, so I wasn't sure yet if it's really true, So I took a few of my people and I flew over all the way to Salt Lake City from Germany to just check out, is the building real? Are the people real? Is that a company that I can trust? So, folks, if you're not signed up, you can save your way to go to Salt Lake. It's real. I've been there. It's amazing.
I love it. And go ahead.
No, you go. Sorry.
So I love it because, what I like about what Danien's saying here is he was just, if he was going to make, it sounds like a man who, when he makes a commitment, he wants to wholeheartedly 100% make that commitment and not have any hesitations. And so for him, he had to go to Salt Lake to see it for himself, to solidify his decision. That's what I'm hearing from you. Am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's like when I know pretty sure that if you want to succeed at something, you have to have a total, you have to be 100% involved with your heart, and you just can't if you have doubt. So you better go and get your doubts out of the system, right? So that's what I wanted to see. So that's where I went. So, but of course, just like with a meeting where I already started drinking the product before, now I still wasn't signed up because, I wanted to sign up, trust me. I was like, man, give me an ID, But then I was like, no, I'm waiting. my principal. I didn't sign up. So, but of course, what I do, I couldn't stop. I couldn't wait. That's the word. I couldn't wait to get started. So what I did was like secret meetings, okay? That was crazy. It was 2 weeks until we flew, okay? So what I did meetings every single day, and I invited the people, and what I told them was, it was crazy. Really, I had a few friends that knew, but all the other friends, we were basically showing them everything, but didn't show them the product and didn't show them the name of the company. So we just, we showed them hey, man, there's this binary system and it's crazy, and, the company did $1 billion, but I can't tell you the name yet. We still have to figure it out and stuff. So because people didn't know what was going on, they went crazy. And what we did then is we had application forms. And then about, I don't remember, a few days before I flew, we did the revelation meeting, basically, where we told them what it was. So people were crazy. So we did a bunch of these meetings, and where we told them about MonoV, and I finally could show them the video, which I spoke about and everything. And what I did, I made sign-ups form ready, where they just had to tick, okay, how many cases do I want, credit card info, so they could put everything on a paper, because I couldn't put in anyone in the system yet. Because I wasn't signed up.
You weren't in yet. Yeah, right.
True. So what I did, I collected all these applications, and I guess I don't know the number anymore, but it was 60 to 70 applications that we had ready. So
wow.
I put them in my backpack and fly to Salt Lake, and then we meet all these people, and we had them manage me. It was amazing, really. MonoV. I mean, I was a guy that didn't even know me. They had never seen me before. I'm too young to be successful, right? And they took the time, they talked to me, they welcomed German visitors and stuff on the floors. It was amazing. And so then finally I take this application, so that, hey guys, it's a Saturday, right? Because I planned it to be on a Saturday, of course, So, and then Saturday night we started to enroll, and really it took me all night to enroll these people. And so 4 days later I was gold, of course, because that was easy then, right?
So let me, hold on, let me slow you down. Let me slow you down. So you went to the corporate office with 60 to 70 applications in your hands. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
So when you showed that to them, I mean, what did they say? Were they just oh my gosh, who is this guy?
I don't know. I mean, it was.
Did they help you put them in? Did they help you put them all in?
No, I did it with a friend of mine, and we were sat in the hotel room. He was in the one room, I was in the other. We were calling each other back and forth on the room. Hey, man, did you put that guy left or right? I mean, come on. Did you? Oh, you did put them in already? Oh, man, we set him up twice. No. And stuff like that happened. It was really funny. Yeah.
So you had a pre-launch is what you did. You had this pre-launch. You got urgency, you got excitement, you got enthusiasm, and you capitalized on it. I love the story. Love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we did.
So let me ask you. Go ahead.
So just one thing. When I think back of this story, there is one thing that comes to my mind every single time. What we didn't have, and I'm not quite sure right now about the United States business, but I'm pretty sure you have these executive kits, right, where you start enrolling people with the proper first order for the business builders. And, of course, everybody wanted to build the business of these people, right? And can you believe I signed these people up in 2 cases and 3 cases because I didn't know? Man, wow. I would have gone Ruby or would have gone Emerald or maybe even Diamond right in the beginning with all these people. But because we didn't know, we're okay, you want 1 case, 2 or 3. We're oh my gosh. They would have all done the senior kids because they were so excited. Who cared? You just had to be part of it at that time. So it was it wouldn't have mattered at all, really. It would have been the same amount of people. So that's the only downside. So what we can all learn from that story is if you create excitement, it's not about the money. It's all about the will to do it. I mean, if people want something, they find a way. 100% true.
I love that.
So you can up your volume. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at your progression in the business, 4 days to gold, and I'm thinking, how the heck did he go gold in 4 days? 18 months to white diamond, he jumped over purple diamond, and it's such a great story. Tell me though, how has MonoV given you a more meaningful life, other than obviously income and health? Tell us some other ways that MonoV has given you a more meaningful life.
Yeah, I mean, MonoV really seriously has been a blessing for me in many ways. I mean, first of all, when I really look into it, it's first of all, it's the answer really to the prayers I always had, to please, God, give me a vehicle where I can, I'm ready to put in the work, I'm ready to put in the effort, I'm ready to learn, I'm all that. I know I'm not good at all, but I can be one day and stuff, but give me something that I can trust on, that's going to be there, that's going to last. And really, Manavi is the answer to that prayer. That's really the first thing, and above everything. That's amazing. And sometimes people do not even see what they have in their hands by the way how they treat their business. If you really, sometimes it makes me sad to see some people just like, yeah, I have not really been active the last weeks and stuff. I'm like, man, do you see what you have in your hands here? That's incredible. When you look at the world, there's millions of people that would be willing to cut their left arm to just have the chance to be at that spot where you're right now, to have an opportunity, even think about prosperity and changing lives of people and saving your family and breaking free financially. It's incredible. And so that's the first thing. Second, it's the people you meet. The people I met in Monavie, not just a particular girl, which is really the love of my life, but also all the other people. Friends all around the world. When I think about Bangkok, boom, I know people. When I think about USA, bam, I know people. If I look into East Coast, West Coast, if I look at UK, France, it doesn't matter. There is someone in Monavie that is amazing, that I love, that I could just stay if I wanted to. It's incredible. The community we are building, it's really happening. It's really here in Monavie, and I love that. So that's another thing. Then. True blessing also because of the product, and I don't want to just repeat, millions of product stories that we already heard, but there's something really that I could not expect to happen, because when I started this company here, it was 100% about the business. I was impressed by the numbers. That's just the fact. And of course, I love the product, the taste. I especially love the design, but if you would have asked me, Danien, do you really believe this product can change the health, fundamentally, of people? I would have said, yeah, just like fruits do. I would have never thought more of it. And I have, I don't know. I know I cannot really go far with health claims and stuff like that, because you might have the same rule as we have in Germany. But what I have seen with my dad happening is crazy, as the problems in his lung, and through the change of lifestyle and Monavie and everything. It's incredible. He's off medication, which he took for 22 years, and it's just incredible what happened since then. And that's another blessing. Then my values changed because of Monavie. I'm a better person. I'm a better, future husband. Everything. It's incredible what happened from Monavie in my life, and I could go on for hours, but I understand we have limited time on that call.
No, I love it, and I had some results with some family members too that really caught my attention. And it's funny because I was in real estate when Monavie came across my path. But when I first heard about it, the way it was presented to me, it was just like, hey, join this juice business. And I said, I don't think I'm interested. I'm not interested in a juice business, And so I wasn't interested in the business at first, because I just didn't see it the way that you were looking at it. And someone just sent me 2 bottles of it, and I couldn't believe how good I was feeling within 2 weeks. So the juice is what got me just to look at it, and then I ended up going into business later. But I love hearing this story of someone who saw the numbers. See, that's what got me. Actually, once I started looking at the numbers, and once I started, seeing all that stuff, then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so different than what I've ever seen before. And Danien, we have a saying that says that people don't believe in truth; they believe in what they perceive to be the truth. And my perception of what Monavie was at the beginning was totally wrong. And once I got a true perception of what this company was, I got just as excited about it. But wow, what a cool story. So tell us now, real quick, what would you say to the new person that's, and I think this would be great, especially with your story, what would you say to the new person who's looking at Monavie for the first time? They might be on this conference call and they're not in the business, and they're thinking about, is this a business I could do? Is this, a product I should take? What would you say to that person?
That is a tough question. there's like a million thoughts going through my head, like, man, what's the best to say? What gives these people the right understanding of what they have their hands on? But what I would tell them is, first of all, that clearly Monavie has done some things which not a second network marketing company has ever done. That's just one thing. And I'm not just saying that because I am in Monavie and we are just the best, just like all of us, but no, it's the fact we did stuff which no company has ever done. So that's one fact. And if we did it once, we can do it again. And if we did it again, we can do it one more time, and we can do it over and over and over. And that's exactly what I love in Monavie. It's a proven and predictable pattern of activities that you can work, that you can. You can almost time your business if you're willing to put in the effort and being willing to learn. It's a very it's a very predictable business, actually. I mean, even if people are not, you have an average in numbers, and you can just grow it. And what makes Monavie different from all the other companies? Well, I do believe it's the community and the values, 100%. And that's something you cannot see when I say it. You have to really experience it. And what I would say is, you will not believe the person you become after 1 year in Monavie. If you really plug in, if you're really there, if you really participate, if you really ask yourself, what can I give to this community instead of what can I get out of it for 1 year, you will see miracles happen. And for me, there is no other company in the planet than Monavie, because, there's always another hot deal around the corner, right? And there might be even another great company, but I don't care. It's just like, when you're in love, you don't care. That you don't care. And it's everything I need. We have a company that delivers, on time, that pays commission to hundreds of thousands of people every single week on time. Like, what else are you looking for, right? That's what you need. You have it right there, so don't waste time. Get in, be part of this, and let's make something significant happen,
Awesome. Guys, Danien Feier, White Diamond from Germany. I don't know about you, but I'm fired up. And Danien, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on this call. I look forward to seeing you again at a major convention, and who knows, maybe someday our businesses will cross paths. And I know one thing, and guys, I don't know Danien all that well. I met him only a couple of times, but there's just something about this business. When you connect so quickly with people, because you can't hit White Diamond, you can't climb in the business if you don't have a few things going for you. Number one, you got to want to help people. You got to have a heart and a compassion and a love for people. You got to fall in love with the business, like Danien talked about. And so when you meet people, you connect so easily. And so, Danien, I count it an honor to have had you on the call. And I do hope that someday I get some business in Germany, you get some business over here, and I know we'd work together fine and help each other out. And that's another thing I love about this business, is we all help everybody out. Nobody takes anybody from anybody. God has your people for you and my people for me. And as long as we all work together as a Monavie family, we will all one day have global businesses. And how awesome would that be? So thanks again, Danien, for coming on the call, my friend.
Thank you very much, Wayne, and I'll be there at the convention in Salt Lake because, as you know, I love Salt Lake now after that story. So I'll be there.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to say something when you first mentioned Salt Lake. Let me say this, and then I'll let you go. Tell the people here. I mean, he's going to come all the way from Germany, guys, all the way from Germany to go to Salt Lake. And I know you have your own conventions out there too, right? I mean, they have conventions out there, but he wants to come all the way out here. Tell the people how important it is in the United States here, or Canada, or anywhere. Tell them how important it is to go to these major functions.
I mean, that is like the most important thing at all. There's like so many people saying, I've seen it all, I've been there, I don't need any motivation. Well, guess what? You do, because it's all about your perception of reality, just like what you said. You just gave me the perfect way to go here, because it's your perception about what's going on. It's also your knowledge and your skills, and how can you learn that from home on your couch? You can't. You have to be among the people that are really making it happen, and you always want to be up to date. You always want to keep it fresh, and you want to intensify your relationships, and you want to be part of the community and to give and to participate. It's so important, and it's really, I mean, when you look at this, every business at times can be hard. I mean, we all have times, or even maybe have times. I don't know about your situations out there on the call, but I mean, there's ups and downs. But one thing's for sure: if your attitude gets better, your results get better. And there is not one time I went out of a convention and said, "Man, I'm feeling so depressed." No, never. I feel excited, you know. So of course I have to go there to learn about what's going on, and sometimes it's just one thing, you know. And last time when I've been in the States at the last convention, man, when I heard the speech of Ken Porter, I was like, man, that is true MLM wisdom right there on stage. It's available for free, like almost free. Like, you know, it's like, man, people could charge like thousands for that one keynote speech, right? Just to mention one guy, I mean, out of so many that we have. And I can just tell you, I mean, if you want to go big, you have to get your attitude up, your faith up, and also you have to treat this like a business. I mean, if you don't show up, how do you expect your people to show up? And it's just fundamental. And if you have the chance, come over to Europe, see a convention here. If you have a chance, come over to any place in the world and get to see Monavie and focus. There's always two ways to go see something. You can focus on the bad stuff, or you can focus on the great stuff. If you don't like one particular speaker, you know what? Maybe another guy has the exact 5 minutes you needed from that guy. That's really something I learned. So focus on what you love, so you'll be even more excited, because your attitude, your perception of reality, of what's going on, is going to get you to the top. And there's only supportive thoughts and unsupportive thoughts. So choose the supporting ones and just go. It does not matter where you're at right now. It's what matters where you'll be in the future. That's what really matters. And, yeah, that's where you get the vision from. I mean, you have to see it first before you can achieve it, so you have to be there. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I go out here in the city tonight and talk to some people, I mean, nobody will show me the way how to go Crowne, right? Nobody. But at the convention, there will be some people. So I'll be there.
I love it. I love it. I don't want to. Guys, can you? Is there any surprise how Danien has achieved his success? Just listening to all the passion and the excitement and the enthusiasm. I think I could go on all night and just keep picking his brain. But that's another place where you get that, right? I mean, when I went to my first major convention, oh my gosh, I came back so much more fired up, so much more excited and enthusiastic. And, I mean, my business just took off. I went gold the week after, and it just went on after that, because that's where you get that belief, and that's where you hone in your perception. Awesome. Awesome, Danien. Well, thank you. Thank you again for coming on the call, and really appreciate you. When we meet up in Utah, we'll have to do a video. I'll bring a video camera. We'll do a little video interview. You going to bring any people with you from Germany? Any leaders?
Of course, I'll bring some people with me. Not that many, but a few. And okay. So we're going to go ready, because we are going to have the view by the end of the year, which you guys already have. So I would take advantage of that, really. But we're waiting for it, and we are going to do an insane pre-launch for 3 months, from September to September, October, November. And that's basically the preparation, because once I'm coming back, I'll hit exactly that fall season, and it's going to be amazing, yeah.
Wow, awesome. All right, Danien, appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you, Wayne, and thank you, everybody on the call. You're my heroes, because you keep the dream up, and you're part of that community, which I love so much. So thank you, and I appreciate you very much.
Wow. So, I mean, as promised, guys, or not as promised, but as usual, I do have a special guest to bring on the call, as if we haven't been filled up, with Colleen and Danien. Is anybody fired up? I know I'm fired up. So, listen, I want to bring on, to finish up the call, Steve Merritt, Crowne Black Diamond in Monavie. Steve-o, how you doing, buddy?
Wayne, was that an incredible call up till now? I mean, Colleen just hit it out of the park. If you didn't learn from her and her wisdom, I was just up in the Northeast, and she was on the front row of the business building seminar that we did this past Saturday with Mark McDonald, myself, Blue Diamonds, Kim and Stacy White, and Blue Diamonds, Colombo, and Karen DeSalvatore. They all hit a home run. We had just a blast. We actually had Diamonds, Ernesto and Brittany Soufan there as well. So, Wayne, what an amazing call. And then Danien just hit it out of the park here, just giving us wisdom. I mean, 28 years old. There's probably people on this call that are young. I hope you made it on this call. If you didn't, you need to make sure your friend that's in the business that's young listens to this. He didn't look at the excuses. You might not be young. You might be looking at something. You might be saying you're too old. Whatever. You might be saying you haven't ever succeeded. Whatever you feel is a struggle for you, somebody else, or an excuse, should I say, for yourself, someone else you're going to find on this Thirsty Thursday call that did the exact same thing, and they moved on and pressed forward. And, I mean, I don't know what time it is right now in Germany, but I appreciate him staying up and sharing that message. And, Wayne, I appreciate you, doing what you're doing to get people from all over the world. And, again, that's what's going to be happening in Salt Lake City. There's going to be we're actually bringing in the Brazilian presidential black diamonds, brand new black diamonds, 25 years old. We're bringing in Danien. We're going to have folks from here, folks from around the world, letting you understand this is an international opportunity. You might never have heard of Danien Feier, all right? But he's a great friend of mine. I just spent time with him in Lisbon, Portugal, at a black tie event, and where they Monavie rented a 150,000-year-old bullfighting ring that we all had dinner at and watched an amazing horse exhibition with our wives all dressed up like princesses. You need to be at the black tie event. By the way, the video, it looks like so much fun. I don't know if you've all seen this, but Dallin and Carrie Larson are going to host it at their brand new house that he just built in Salt Lake City. And, I mean, this house looks like bigger than the White House on the video. Show your friends. Go on to Monavie.com, figure out how to get there. Basically, you go gold and you get your ticket punched to get a free ride. I mean, there's not a person on here. If this guy, again, I was interesting how he was talking about going gold in 4 days, but then we found out he really did show the plan, didn't even know what he was doing, collected applications, took him to Salt Lake City and signed him up there, and that's how he went gold. So he really was rolling up his shirt sleeves doing the work. It just didn't happen like, oh, this guy's lucky. No. If you're serious, and, I mean, what I'm excited about is this weekend and the next weekend, if you live anywhere in the Southeast, I don't care if you live in Quebec, Canada, it's your chance to possibly get around the information, just like Danien. He flew into Salt Lake City. It's the number one. I appreciate what he said. It's the most important. It's actually the number one priority to succeed in this opportunity is to fly to Salt Lake City and be at that event. August 29th through September 1st. It's actually going to be the Friday and Saturday, so everybody can get off work. And even if you can't, you just starting to feel a little pale, look a little pale right now, and you're going to get off on that Friday and Saturday. But it's the number one thing you got to do. He did it at 25. There's people that mature, successful folks that want to get free. They're successful in their field. They want to make the same amount of money but have freedom like he has. But they don't understand how important it is to come to Salt Lake City. You should order your ticket tonight because you can't sleep. Got circles all over the ceiling. You should be punch your ticket to get to Salt Lake City tonight. Tickets, I looked online helping some other people earlier this week, and they're like $350 from Fort Lauderdale round trip. So get yourself, to get free for the rest of your life. The guy's made millions of dollars in money. He's in the millionaire page. You want to be part of that. And I appreciate what Colleen said, just being real. She's teaching you that, hey, look at, Dean and I got 143 friends that all have made $1 million or more in Monavie, and not one of them wanted to do it. Well, you have a friend that might have said they don't want to do it. Well, guess what? I took every one of those 143 friends and got them to say yes, even though they didn't want to do it. Colleen was teaching you exactly what Robert Kiyosaki teaches you, that you need to work on your personal growth, your personal development skills, because that is what's going to get you out of your situation. If you're $1 million in debt, you need to grow bigger than your $1 million in debt. If you're making $50,000 a year, you need to grow bigger if you want to make $100,000. That's what Colleen is saying. She's already telling you that she is already a success. She's been successful, but she wants to succeed in this industry, which is the hottest industry out there. Look at worldwide, we're going to have people this fired up, telling you they can't sleep, watching videos. You know what? There is somebody right now around the world doing the same thing he was doing, and you don't know who it is. It could be your neighbor watching the video of, I'm going to go diamond, and they're waiting for someone to talk to them about an opportunity. They don't know. They could be watching a video of a Mercedes. They want to get a Mercedes for their wife, like me, and this is your vehicle. All Monavie is a vehicle to get you where you want to go. It's not that we dream to be promoting a nutritional beverage word of mouth, okay, to our friends. We just wanted a vehicle to get us to our goals and dreams, and by far this is the best if you roll up your shirt sleeves and come join us. So this Saturday, we're going to be in St. Augustine. someone's going to get an airline ticket after this event and fly in. I mean, tickets are cheaper than they ever could be to fly somewhere. The event ticket is $25, $30 at the door. Get yourself there, bring some people with you, and you could be the next Danien. But you know what? Your neighbor might be the one flying in, and you saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to go. It's not something I'm going to do. I'm telling you that. Colleen was on the front row, and she sponsored 10 new personals in one day. Where are you going to be sitting? Are you going to be sitting at home? Are you going to be saying, oh, I got to cut my lawn? I'm telling you, you interviewed me, and you got my story. I would tell you that I let my grass go as tall as it could get. Then the people came to my house to come to get-togethers at my house. We started with 8, 2 fell asleep, 2 were my parents. I had 4 friends. Turned into 160 people showing up at my house. We broke all the sprinklers. The grass went brown for 125 days. I didn't cut the grass, work at anything, no honeydew stuff, nothing. I didn't use it as an excuse. I built my business and got to $10,000 a week in 125 days. That's my story. That's about to happen to somebody on this call or someone that you speak to tomorrow. You don't know who it's going to be. But the second most important thing you need to do, from my experience of helping my friends, is to come to the event this Saturday from wherever you live. It's going to be in St. Augustine. Just go to monavie.com/events, and you'll see right there the information. Henry Marsh, 4-time Olympian. I mean, who do you know that's been in 4 different Olympics? He's going to be there this Saturday talking about how to have a breakthrough, because I asked him, your book is called The Breakthrough Factor. It's an amazing book. Would you please speak on it? Teach people how to have a breakthrough in life and how to have a breakthrough in their business. Again, we're all here, like Danien said. We want all of you to succeed. We're praying for you. We're speaking that you can win and you can succeed, but it's up to you where you want to take it. I can only tell you that, hey, if somebody told you in your career that this is what you have to do to succeed, to be a doctor, then you do that. If you really want to win, you can do what you want. But Damien's telling you he flew all the way from Germany, and he learned how, what, why, and he went and succeeded. Colleen was on the front row this past weekend. Next weekend, we're going to be in Toledo. Mark McDonald again. I'm going to be there. We're going to be for the Midwest people, wherever you live in the Midwest. I mean, someone might say it's a little far. Well, it's as far as Germany is to Salt Lake. I mean, that's what you got to ask yourself. How bad do you want success? How bad do you want to win? You know what? Someone's going to come. Others are going to stay. I will tell you, my friend Matt Curtis, bring a friend with you. He didn't want to go. I said, hey, come with me because I don't want to go either. None of us want to go, but let's just go because we got to learn how to do this thing. He said, all right, I'll go. You're not wanting to go together. He went, came back home, rolled up our shirt sleeves, and I helped him to go diamond in less than 70 days. He was telling me last night that he actually went blue diamond in 70 days. I'm still an emerald, so it wasn't like he did it on his own. I mean, I was basically rolling up my shirt sleeves, holding back me from growing and helping my friend grow to blue diamond in the business. But that's what you learn at these seminars. You don't learn to look at people like they're dollar signs and they're going to make you rich. You got to roll up. There is a strategy like Colleen was teaching and Danien was teaching, but you're going to want to learn how to do this because a professional makes something hard look easy, and that's what our system does. It teaches you, like Wayne was talking. What is the formula? If you don't know what that is, then you need to come and learn, and we're going to be teaching that. Frank Sochnik's going to be teaching. You're not going to find a better guy to teach you how to contact, invite, and show the plan than Frank. Mark McDonald, he is actually going to be doing on-hand, play role acting, so that you can actually hear how to be promoting the View Scanner and how to go talk to somebody. Charlie and Debbie Calver are going to be there. Mike and Cy Hernandez, and also Matt and Kim Curtis, Dean and myself. I've got my bus loaded up. We're getting ready to head out there tomorrow. We're going there a day early. We're so fired up. So we're looking forward to cranking up with every one of you. Are you going to learn everything in one night's call? No, but I'll tell you one thing. If you don't get passion from Danien and Colleen on this call, I appreciate you two being on this call and just sharing your heart with passion. And you don't know who's going to be on this next call. But I will, next week we don't know who's going to be from week to week. We'll let you know. But you never know what you're going to miss by not being on here and doing your one-on-one. Don't do this meeting after just waiting for the meeting. You do your meetings, and on the way home from your one-on-ones and your home meetings and your opens, you call in on the call just like we're doing. And we love you guys. We believe in every one of you. We're praying for you. Just get out there and make it happen for your family and keep it simple. I mean, you're going around, and we're going to teach you at the BBS. If you don't know everything, just do what I did. Bob, this is Steve. I'm coming over. You just go over there and talk to people. If you think I called people up and said I'm going to show you network marketing, multi-level marketing, I didn't say that. I said I got a nutritional beverage. Someone might know what Monavie is because they could Google it that's why Monavie sets you up with the View scanner. You should only be talking about the new wellness technology. I got to come show you. That's it. Then you go there, you scan them, you get their color, you drink with them, talk about how important antioxidants are in your body. This acai berry takes away the aches and pains, makes you feel better. Talk about their goals and dreams. If they have a dream, they're willing to fight for it. They're willing to roll up their shirt sleeves, bringing their wife home from work like myself. Do they have any other way to bring her home? No. Well, guess what? This is what we're going to be doing for the rest of our life. I don't want to do it. Thank goodness you said that, because all the top people that have ever succeeded in Monavie did not want to do it, but they did it anyways, and they got free. So you're going to be one of the top people in the business. So I still don't want to do it. Here's my card. Every time you see your wife getting ready for work, she's crying because she's got to leave the 4 kids for the next 3 days. Mine was a flight attendant. You remember me. I showed you how to get free, and you said no. He'll never forget you being at that place, showing you how to get free. In fact, his wife will remind him that she wants to come home from work. If you do it right, bring your spouse and sit down together with them. That's how you make it happen. So, hey, we're going to be teaching that, but was that simple? I mean, it's that simple. It's when you know what you're doing and you're doing it, it just flows off your tongue, and you go make it happen. It's a piece of cake. Adding to your list every day, contacting, showing the plan, keeping it fun, keeping it simple like Danien is doing. Wayne, I appreciate you. I hope we see a bunch of you. I hope you that said I would never fly to Salt Lake. I would never I would never drive 5 hours one way like I did to go to my first business building seminar. My first convention. I hope that you said that about St. Augustine this Saturday or next Saturday in Toledo, but you're going to buy a ticket, an airline ticket, you're flying in. You're going to come and meet the movers and the shakers and make this thing happen, and you're going to be the next Colleen that's going to go get black tie qualified in one day and sponsor 10 people. You know, I just wanted to remind me, my friend Lee Bryson, he didn't want to go to his seminar the first time. I said, what do you got? He said, it's my mom's birthday. I'm like, geez. I said, how old is she? Did she have her birthday on Sunday? They changed the party. He came to the seminar with his wife, with their mom, and they all went home, and the guy went bronze the day of the party, signed up everybody at the mother's party. Silver in 10 days, blue diamond within the next year or so. And that's what happens when people tell you they don't want to come, but you challenge them on what they're doing. If you go to work, come on. I mean, have you ever called in sick before? I mean, jeepers, have some street smarts. God didn't give you a lot of intellect. He just gave you common sense. You want to get free, you got to get around the people who want to get free. Hey, you know what? Those of you that are still on the call, congratulations, because you wanted to hear. You want this thing to work and make it happen, and we believe in you. We're going to be praying for every one of you. We're going to be encouraging you this weekend, but you got to come out and get around us and get around the excitement and the enthusiasm. Appreciate all the callers. Wayne, just a big round of applause for Wayne Ullery putting this call together. Home run tonight, Wayne. Appreciate it. Hope that helped everybody. Fired up. Appreciate you being on the call. Letting you be on the call for Thirsty Thursday, Wayne.
Glad to have you, Steve. Glad to have you. And as we do every week, guys, we're going to open up the call line so you can give a shout-out. Steve, thanks for coming on. Danien and Colleen, you guys knocked it out of the park. Thanks again. Wayne Ullery, Youngstown, Ohio.
Hey, everybody.
Kathy Firestone, Cleveland, Ohio. Great job, Wayne. Thank you, Steve, Danien.
Just a minute ago, see across New York.
You guys rocked it.
Just great job. Through the rest of Champaign, Illinois. Fantastic. You rocked it.
Joe, Buffalo, New York.
Mitch Carr, Westlake, Ohio. I'm back.
Dave Sam, Medina, Ohio.
David Simpson, Riverside, California.